Hey there, my name is Arun with Driven Performance Advisors, and welcome to the Driven Performance Advisors YouTube channel, where we cover everything for the car enthusiast entrepreneur. Today, I wanted to talk about the best driving roads in the Bay Area. I've spent most of my driving life in the Bay Area and wanted to just quickly get these topics out of the way because I believe that for those of us in this area, you spend a lot of time sitting in traffic no matter what time of day you're driving. And it can be so nice to just get out into some twisty roads, go a little faster, find less traffic, and just enjoy your car. That's what it's really all about at the end of the day, is enjoying your car. And I've gotten the opportunity to take a number of different cars up there over the years. And today I just want to cover a few of my favorite roads. And if you know of any other ones that you thought I missed, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you are a car enthusiast entrepreneur or you are considering becoming one, please subscribe. I think there'll be a lot of value for both of us going forwards as I continue to create content, and I want to help you because that furthers my mission and the mission of Driven Performance Advisors to create a strong future for car enthusiasts. So that being said, let's get into 3 roads that I recommend that everybody who is interested in driving check out if they are in the Bay Area. The first one, we're going to the east. If you go east out of San Jose, you'll find yourself a road that takes you all the way to Patterson, which is on I-5, way out in the valley. And that road is Highway 130. Highway 130 will take you up to Lake Observatory on an extremely tight and windy road with tons of cyclists. So this part is not necessarily where you aren't going to want to push the speed of your car. But as you go up to the observatory, you'll find a lot of different challenging corners available to test yourself on. The road surface isn't the best, so again, exercise care as you're going up. And there's lots of blind corners where the road is quite narrow and you definitely don't want to be running into anybody going up there. But nevertheless, it makes for a great, challenging driving experience going up to the observatory. Once you're up there, enjoy the views, but then I recommend that you keep going down the other side. This will definitely make for a long drive and a long day of driving. So make sure you pack food, take ample breaks, and make sure you're not wearing yourself out behind the wheel. One of my first times up there, I actually took a nap on the side of the road, way out in the middle of nowhere on the east side of the hill, just because I was so dead tired from all of the hard driving I had done that day. But so if you keep going, you've got a couple of different options as you go further east. You'll go down the hill, which is a very difficult and taxing part of the drive for your brakes. So be careful on that part. Don't warm up your brakes to the point that they stop working. But then you'll reach an intersection where you can either make a left and go north up to highway or interstate 580, which will then take you towards like the Livermore area. Or you can keep going east, which will take you towards Patterson and I-5. I've made it out to Patterson, I think 3 times, and it makes for, I think, about a 3-hour loop if you want to make your way back to San Jose at the end of the day. Not the worst, but as you go out towards Patterson, it gets a lot faster, a lot more open, and some extremely beautiful scenery with minimal traffic out there. It's a lot of camping enthusiasts, off-road enthusiasts, people that won't really get in your way, and they'll pull over for you if you come up behind them in a fast car. So, what's the next road? Everybody wants to talk about Highway 9. I'm going to skip it, but Highway 9 can take you to Highway 84, La Honda Road. Now, Highway 84 is a pretty commonly used one, but it's still one of my favorites. If you know anything about Alice's Restaurant on Skyline, then you are familiar with the entrance to 84. If you look at Alice's from any point in the that 4-way intersection, the road that takes you to the west, past the restaurant down the hill, that is La Honda Road, Highway 84. However you get there is up to you, whether you take 35 from the north or the south, or you take 84 up from Woodside. A common meeting point that I had in my frequent driving days was the Woodside Park and Ride in early morning. This makes for a really good spot to meet up. and then you head basically through Woodside and up into the hills. But once you get to the other side of Alice's and 35, then you're going to find yourself on a road that has two very distinct stages. So the first stage is the forest. And in the forest, you're in second, third, maybe a little bit of fourth gear. And it's very technical. There's a lot of banking. There's a lot of hairpins. There's a lot of connected corners and short sprints. It's so much fun. Like, if you have never done it, go do it like today. That is a very, very good practice road for any sort of very technical autocross. I highly recommend that road for that. And you may occasionally find people who don't want to get out of your way. Please be safe out there. Don't go crazy trying to pass people on blind corners or anything like that. Just exercise caution and make sure that you're staying well within the limits of your car and not crashing in the canyons. That is a horrible place to find yourself for both legal reasons and financial reasons, and the fact that your health is at risk when you're doing that. So use it as a practice, but don't go freaking balls to the wall track speeds out there. The second phase opens up even more, so I will repeat the caution: don't push yourself beyond your limits. You can find yourself picking up a lot of speed as you get into the second phase, which is a bit more farmland-esque. You'll find that the road is much more open, that you can see around the corners up ahead of you, and that it's just a very fast stretch of road where you can really test your high-speed grip. Again, this is good, but don't actually test your grip and reach the limit. You know, that's just very irresponsible behavior for the public roads. Don't do that. So, you know, if you really want to get a good, short, and convenient blast out of your car, then I highly recommend finding yourself in on La Honda Road, Highway 84. So, last but not least, well, of the three, I don't know if I would call it the least, actually, just because it's so far out there. There is a system of roads. If you go out to Antioch and the Pittsburgh area, you'll find a system of roads that connects a number of different farms through forests. And I don't remember the exact names of these roads, but really when you think about it, what you're getting yourself into out there is the farmland with very few people and just incredibly open roads where you can test high-speed stuff. So if you've got a muscle car, which a lot of you do out there in the deep East Bay is what I call it, or the Valley as it's otherwise known, if you find yourself out there, you're in really good territory for high-speed runs. This is where 1320 Video would probably find themselves as well. So I won't get too much more into that, but if you want to go exploring out there, the way in which I look at finding new and undiscovered driving roads, Google Maps, that is your best friend. So basically drive to a general location and then pull up Google Maps, zoom in on areas where there is no road that you can see from a high distance. And not just Google Maps, Apple Maps works for this as well. But when you zoom all the way out and then zoom in on areas where there are not big defined roads at the zoomed out level, you'll find all the little roads. And all the little roads is where there's less traffic because nobody knows to take them. And yeah, they're not taking you anywhere. They're a road less traveled. This whole thing is about the journey, not the destination. So just remember that and do that sort of search. Look for the roads less traveled. If you see something, just check it out. If you make yourself have some time for this. If you're an automotive entrepreneur like me, sometimes all you need is just a drive. And if it takes half a day, then that might be what you need to clear your head and then come back the next day full of energy and excitement for what you're doing. That's what it is for me, at least. That's what I love about going for drives in the Bay Area. That even when you're sitting in traffic on 101 or 880 or 237 or 280, wherever you are, you're gonna probably be sitting in traffic for a lot of your day-to-day. And if you can avoid that by getting out and going for a blast, then I absolutely recommend it. And those are three of my favorite roads/regions where you can find really enjoyable roads. So with that, this has been Arun with Driven Performance Advisors. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you did. And I will talk to you later.